Mason, Margielas, unreleased color palettes, make them all jealous. You could buy the drip, but the swag so separate. Ponytail poppy, now I sport the fade. Woke up one morning, said it's time for a change. I am one of one, my name is my name. Cartier, cedar core, vintage wood frames. Everything clear when you living in the air. In the pilot on call, press a button and you there. Or your car got a roof, press a button, disappear. On the coupe, like poof, everything I do is rare, but I swear, if you could walk a mile in my shoes, you would stop it. If you could pull the bitches that I pull, you be solid. Manifesting everything I am, I'm a prophet. And when it comes to that bottom line, I want profit. I say get down when I say you get down. I say get down when I say you get down. I say get down when I say. What's good, beautiful people? You already know who it is. This is The World According to Nellz. Icons and Ideas presents The World According to Nellz. I'm yours truly, Nellz. I got the homie with me. You know what I mean? I got some company today. We're going to be doing a kind of a 2024 wrap-up and setting the tone for 2025. So this is going to be the first episode of the new year. Without any further ado, introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, my name is Jay, Jamil, if you want to call me that, you know. Just here, chilling with my homie, man, politicking. Mm-hmm. Love talking good energy with my brother, man. You feel what I'm saying? High level energy. You feel what I'm saying?
You already know.
All day.
You already know. So, you know, as always, fresh perspective, current events, topics, culture, all of that good stuff. We just gonna have a good time and talk about, 2024. First and foremost, before we get into all the, particulars, how was your 24, man?
My 24 was good, man. Okay. Despite all the bullshit, life's great, man.
Right,
you feel what I'm saying? Of course, man, every year you go through your tribulations, you feel what I'm saying? You go through your down moments, but like life is like waves, you feel what I'm saying? You get that down current, get that up current, but you gotta make sure you value every moment, you feel what I'm saying? So
no doubt.
That's been my mindset the whole 24. So it kinda like propelled me into 25.
Yeah.
Looking forward towards greater affirmations, greater manifestations, you feel what I'm saying?
That's a fact. So I got to put you on the spot a little bit. If you could go back to January 1st, 2024, what piece of advice will you give yourself for the upcoming year?
The piece of advice I would give myself for the upcoming year is it's two simple words. Keep going.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Keep grinding that rock. You feel what I'm saying? 1%. That's been my mindset since January 1st, 2024. So it's just really been 1% a day. Like I'm not trying to be better tomorrow.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to be a little better and gradually get to where I need to go. You feel what I'm saying?
No, that's real, yo. It's so it's a financial concept. It's a very simple one, but very effective, called compound interest, right?
For sure.
If you listen to like the Warren Buffetts of the world or all of those people that's in the financial sector, Warren Buffett believed in playing the long game, and all of his investment portfolios. Obviously, he got a very diverse portfolio, but it's a few stocks that he'll always hold and keep for a long time because he understands the nature of that 1%, like you just said. I think we undervalue that incremental growth, especially now because we live in an age of instant gratification.
For sure.
So that makes it tough, you know what I mean? Because the previous generations, delayed gratification, and I share this all the time. You gotta think, right? So if you go back in the day, my mother used to order out the Sears catalog or Montgomery Ward.
Word,
right?
Yeah, for sure. Same with my mom.
And they will order something, and it'd be literally 4 to 6 weeks before they get it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was normal.
That was normal, yeah.
That was like, okay, that was perfectly fine. Now today, 10 years ago, 3-day delivery was normal, 2-day delivery was normal. Fast forward to today, we ordering it and getting it the same day.
Yeah, for sure.
Future forward, they have these learning algorithms that can already predict when you need what you need when you need it.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to that point, we go from being an extremely patient populace of people to a degree. Everything is relative, but to now, instant gratification has completely reprogrammed our psyche. So that 1% is like, nah, I need to achieve what I'm trying to achieve. but I need to do it now. Like, I don't got
fast,
time. I don't got time to wait. And so it puts us all in that mindset. And it don't help, like, every time you log on to social media, you got all of the entrepreneurial, you know what I mean, type motivational speakers and all of that telling you change your world now and all of that. And it does create a false sense of pressure that we put on ourselves. So I say all that to say, I know that was a bit long-winded, but I appreciate you for just emphasizing the importance of like you said, maximizing the moment.
Yes, sir.
That's like super important.
100%.
And then outside of maximizing the moment, just that 1% better. That all of the great people in their respective fields talk about that type of incremental growth. Mm-hmm. And I used to be, and I'm still a victim of it. Sometimes I be putting pressure on myself, like I gotta get it done now.
Yeah, for sure.
But then I realized time is relative. I realized it only means as much as I want it to mean. Exactly. And it confounds of whatever I need to achieve in my personal and professional life. But outside of that, it's a man-made concept. Yeah. And to just understand the importance of the moment. Nothing is more important than that.
For sure. A lot of it's put in our faces by design though, as well. In the sense of, because that's why I always stress the fact that comparison is the thief of joy.
100%.
Because when it's almost evident with social media that as soon as you hop on and you comparing your life to someone else, you wake up in the morning and you feeling groggy, you don't feel like you need to do something, and now you waking up, you watching all these workout videos, you see people out 5, 6 in the morning pumping weight, and now you feel bad. Yeah. Now you beating yourself up because you're not doing what they doing. Right. When your journey is your journey. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? You need time to rest. 100%. You need time to gather your thoughts, gather your energy.
Yeah, never measure your success with someone else's ruler. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Stay on your square, keep your focus. So for sure, for me, man, 2024 was I learned a lot. As always, I'm always learning. Mm-hmm. I'm highly critical of myself, so I try to, compartmentalize what I want to say and how I want to say it. 100%. But for me, in many ways, going back to that instant gratification, I almost felt stagnant in some parts of 2024. Uh-huh. I'll say for the first 7 months, 8 months, it wasn't up until I woke up one morning, and that's how the World According to Nellz came to be. Okay, I woke up one morning in like August, I think it was, and I was just like, I got to do it, because I started the Icons and Ideas. I started podcasting in 2020. Did a couple of episodes, fell by the wayside. Prior to that, going all the way back to the Blog Talk era. Yeah. Me and my cousin would do a show on Blog Talk Radio back in the day, where you had to log in on your computer or call in on your phone. So I always was in the conversational space. 2020 picked it back up, and then late put it to the wayside, and then I just woke up in August like, let's do it. Yeah. And but up until then, I started moving with a sense of urgency. I share that to say, because I've realized, I'm not going to say I was necessarily waiting, but I was probably suffering from analysis paralysis. For sure. Because I have so much that I want to do and blessed, so many things that I'm gifted at. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't know what I want to do at the moment or where I want to start. Yeah. So I was on the treadmill for a little bit. For sure. The only thing that was consistent for me throughout 2024 was just my work ethic and being in the gym. Yeah, for sure. Like, I started hitting the gym crazy and then just started going ham. So working out, whether it's, and as soon as the weather break, we in Stone Mountain. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. As soon as the weather break, it get a little, the cold weather. Yeah. I took my nieces and nephews up there. I don't really do too much outdoor exercising in the cold weather because I don't like the way it make my lungs feel. Yeah. But as soon as spring, March hit, for sure, we back out there. But that was the most consistent thing about 2024 for me, personally. It was just, being intentional about my health, being intentional about eating habits, and being intentional about making sure that I'm working out consistently. For sure. At the bare minimum, I get 4 I work out 4 days a week.
Yeah.
It's sometimes when I'm working out 7 days straight.
Yeah.
Just because, again, reprogramming the mind to create those good habits. So, and I've been seeing the progress, and that's obviously one of my main focal points in this year. But for the, full transparency, the first 6 to 8 months of the year, it was just, I felt like I was on a hamster wheel. Mm-hmm. And then I just woke up with a different sense of urgency. Yeah. And for the last, 4 months, between the podcast and so many other endeavors that I have my hand in, energy begets energy. Mm-hmm. So the more I started working, the more I started doing, the more things started happening.
Exactly.
For me. So just keeping that same energy and effort going into this year. Yeah. But if I had to be honest, my 24 started slow. But they say, slow progress better than no progress, right?
100%, bro. 1%. Go back to the 1%, yeah.
For sure. But, here we are. 2024 is gone. We can't have it back.
Yeah.
All we have, the only thing that's guaranteed, talking to the point that you made, is the moment that we in.
The moment that we in,
that's
for sure.
That's all we got. So, with that being said, you got anything you want to say to wrap up your 2024 before we get into these,
Man, let's get into it, man.
All right, cool.
Let's get into it.
When we talk about 2024, we really got to talk about Katt Williams. We can't, as a matter of fact.
It's a disservice.
Yeah, he kind of, like all of the memes been saying, he opened up a portal with that Club Shay Shay interview.
Yeah, man, for sure.
And 2024 was just nonstop fuckery, for lack of a better expression.
Yeah, basically.
It just got wild. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about that Katt Williams interview. What did you think about it when you first seen it? When I first seen it, it was coming across my timeline, the little clips and stuff. Yeah. And I wasn't really grasping the outrage from it at first. So I was like, yeah, man, everybody kept like, yeah, man, y'all need to go see this Katt Williams interview. Yeah. Katt Williams. I'm like, all right, cool. Let me go check it out. Take my perspective from it because, clickbait, rage bait is at the all-time high right now, especially with social media being so prevalent. Right.
I went and watched the interview and just kind of peeped the angle that he came from in the sense of, I wouldn't even necessarily call it an expose to the industry. It's just an expose to a lot of people who you thought were cool, who you thought were like really for the culture. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like he turned that on his head.
Definitely. By
allowing people to see through the facade. You feel what I'm saying?
For sure. No, you say clickbait and rage bait. It's for sure. You got what I try to tell people. The algorithm is designed for outrage because outrage elicits the most emotion.
For sure.
And so social media is built off engagement. It's an inanimate object. Essentially, if we all just decided to stop using social media today, it would cease to exist.
For sure.
So because we keep using it, that's why it works. Now we have to understand that the algorithms are designed to elicit and promote outrage. So when you see something on your timeline that makes you feel outraged, or even if it's not outrage, make you feel anything, that's deliberate.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it is trying to garner enough emotion from you to get you to engage.
Yeah.
And then if you engage and then other people engage, and then before you know it, everybody engaging.
Yeah.
That's the way the algorithm works. And Katt Williams set a bomb to the algorithm. Back in January. When I first saw it, so I was subscribed to Club Shay Shay at the time. So when I watched it in real time.
Okay, word.
So I didn't know social media was going crazy because I watched it.
Yeah, you locked in.
I usually drop at noon.
Okay.
So I happened to have the time. So when it dropped, I'm a fan of Katt Williams. I rock with Katt Williams. I'm like, let me check out what Katt talking about. And end up watching the whole joint straight through.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he was turned up in that joint.
Yeah.
But it was still like, it wasn't the effect that everybody else took it. Like I thought it was a great interview. I thought Katt Williams was being Katt Williams.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
And then a few hours later, by like 3 o'clock that day, the internet get a hold of it with the little shorts and stuff. They start going viral. More people clicking on it, and before you know it, Shannon Sharp like, yo, we had 1 million views in like 2 hours. I think it was something like that, and the viewership just kept climbing. And previous to that, Rogan had the record. I think he had for an interview for viewership on an interview on YouTube. I think it was 50 million on a podcast interview. And they eclipsed that. I think right now that interview stand at like 75 million.
Man,
that's like diplomat and president type numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Insane, bro.
So, but the reason why, let's be honest about human nature, like the reason why people liked it is because it was salacious.
Yeah.
That's why it had the effect that it had. It wasn't just Shannon Sharp's platform. And I don't want to sound like I'm taking anything away from Shannon Sharp, but Katt Williams could do that interview on any platform that way, it would have been the same result.
Precisely.
Because of who Katt Williams is and the people that he was speaking on. And, you know, we've been hearing a lot of little whispers and stuff like that, so it happens. But we knew what it was going to be at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We knew, like I said, Katt Williams was being Katt Williams.
He's a truth teller.
Yeah, and obviously, because I have to be realist and I have to be objective, there is always truth, lies, and then your perspective, my perspective, and the truth somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? So obviously it's other perspectives that need to be painted. But it's also, Katt Williams gave a master class on creating your narrative. That's the power of social media for any celebrity. You don't have to be left at the mercy of the mass media to create whatever narratives you want to create for and about yourself. And I think, you know, Katt did a great job of displaying that. And of course, we like the tea, as the young folks say.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
We like the drama. We like all of that. That type of stuff is, again, engagement. It creates outrage. It creates conversation. So whether it's him talking about Steve Harvey, or Cedric the Entertainer, or all of the people that he talked about, because he was so bold and brazen enough to say the conversations, and that's what I want to, it's important to highlight. The conversations that people been saying, all of these conversations already taking place. The comedy world was already aware, like Steve was weak for real. He was the weakest one on.
Exactly.
It wasn't no secret. Like, they knew Cedric the Entertainer was stealing jokes. That wasn't no secret. Like, based on all the information that has came out since. So it was just those conversations, almost like an honor amongst thieves. And so it's like Katt wasn't supposed to have the conversation with people outside of, you know what I mean? It was supposed to stay at home.
Exactly.
And I think that's what created the spectacle. But nonetheless, it was effective for Katt Williams and his brand. His Netflix special or sold out shows or whatever he's doing, he's still moving. And for the most part, he's independent. So, you know, I tip my hat to Katt on that. Yeah.
Because it was, I feel like even with that, it was indirect. Like the shots that he took at Steve Harvey and Cedric, they were indirectly coming for them because he wanted to speak on a bigger topic in the sense of how advantageous the Hollywood industry had been on them in the sense of just financial pressure, pressure to stay relevant. All of these things were actions. They were actions that resulted in a sick system, a sick industry. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of the times he was talking about protecting the integrity of his body. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's what they do. I mean, the industry has already been built.
We got enough examples to know that this industry, the entertainment industry, whether it's Hollywood, whether it's hip hop, whether it's pop culture, whatever it is, if it's the entertainment sector, there is a underworld, for lack of a better expression,
For sure.
where you know,
the vampires feed on your soul if that's what you. They're gonna give you. Man, what movie was it? I'm trying to think. What movie was it? It's gonna give you all the tools you need to destroy you. I wish it was, but I wish I could remember what movie it is. But the entertainment industry will surely give you all the tools and resources that's available for destruction.
For sure.
If that's what you want. If you don't want it, you never have to worry. That's why you find some celebrities that navigate that space never ever being in any type of anything. It's you see it more and more because they promote the nonsense. So if it's something happened with a celebrity, it's gonna be promoted a lot more than the celebrity that's keeping it cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Denzel Washington, great actor. Very private, personal life, very low key. People don't know nothing about nothing as it pertains to him and his family, except for what he wants you to know.
100%.
Will Smith, great actor. Juxtaposition. He lived and his family lived their life in front of the camera.
In front of the camera.
And look at the difference in the dynamic. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So it'll give you all the tools you need for destruction. That's why you have to control certain things.
Yeah.
So as always, for anybody interested in the entertainment industry, make sure you have a strong sense of purpose. Make sure you have a strong sense of identity. Make sure you know who you are, because if you don't, then you will surely go into a world that will consume you. Yeah. For a fact. So
they will create a you.
Yeah.
If you don't know you, they'll create a you.
That's a fact.
And you will be completely uncomfortable with it.
That's a fact.
Definitely, man. You got to keep those things in mind.
So salute to Katt Williams. Salute to Shannon Sharp. And any last words?
That was well needed, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you setting the tone for the year, man. You know what I'm saying? And just being able to create that transparency for people so they can just live in their truth. You feel what I'm saying? Rather it be consequential or it be beneficial. Like just living your truth. Yeah. And that's kind of like the real gist I took away from the whole interview.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Like that dropped in March of this year, of 24, yo. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead. I know y'all tired of hearing the narratives. Y'all tired of hearing the conversations about Drake and Kendrick and so forth. But I can't talk about the year 2024 and pop culture and hip hop and the things that we like to talk about and that I like to talk about without talking about that. It's the elephant in the room.
It's the ultimate highlight of 2024 in the sense of an intertwinement of pop culture and hip hop all in one. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. So like that drop March 22nd. You remember here Twitter was in a frenzy.
In a frenzy, man.
Twitter
in a frenzy.
Went crazy.
I'm talking about it started I appreciated it. I appreciated it because what I started realizing is the fact that it was bringing the attention span back. Yeah. It was bringing the attention span back to longer length versions of songs where people you have to actually listen in order to be able to dissect what's going on. Yeah, for sure.
No, that's real. So like that drop, the big three. Nigga, it's just me. Nigga, boom. Yeah. So Twitter was crazy. At first, I ain't gonna lie, although I consume hip hop, I love hip hop, love rap music, all of that. I didn't realize that first person shooter was like the catalyst for reigniting until like that drop. And then people now, after like that drop, when I went back to listen to first person shooter, it was a completely different song now.
It's a different listen, yeah, for sure.
I could see that, you know what I mean? My thing was, if the story that's being told, right? Drake wanted J. Cole, him, and Kendrick on the first person shooter. Yeah. Kind of a big three. And for what he was trying to do, if Kendrick was, if they didn't have the underlying tensions and stuff like that, it would have, hip hop would have went crazy.
It would have went crazy, man.
It would have went crazy.
It's like a big kumbaya, man. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, as now I talk to it, that's the fan in me, right? Mm-hmm. As a man though, if I want to know what made Drake feel like it wasn't as that he could extend that olive branch without having a conversation first.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
To solicit me for a song, knowing that we at least, as men, we at least got to have a conversation. I ain't saying it's more than what it is, it's less than what it is. I'm just saying, like, all right, if we got tension, I'm not just gonna act like we don't got tension and then do a song with you, because then now I'm challenging my integrity as a man. 100%. So that's the only thing. Like, if I had to ask any question, that would be that, because that's really the first domino that reignited it. You all know, you can go back to the control verse and all of that kind of set the stage. But the reality is, it was a bunch of subliminals back and forth, but it wasn't really anything head to head. It was just, Kendrick and Drake. We knew they're gonna take little shots at each other.
Yeah,
but
for sure. I think it was more of in my eyes, it's more of a battle of an aesthetic. Mm-hmm. It's more of a battle of a brands that's being pushed. Yeah. In the sense of more, you got Drake, who's the lover boy. You feel what I'm saying? Certified lover boy. You feel what I'm saying? He pushes the image of being the ladies' man and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kind of like pushing the image, which could kind of be viewed as a womanizer in some instances. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I wouldn't take it to that level, but also at the same time.
Well, when you look at it by definition, but you get into semantics, because my daddy was a womanizer technically. Yeah. My uncle was a womanizer. You know what I mean? Yeah. But everything nowadays, like, the language is so. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Sure, it's just different. It's just different now. For sure. Because in you can't. Technically, I'm not going to, you can't tell people how to feel. But finish your point. 100%. Finish your point.
So it's basically, and having Kendrick be similar, like, to like a polar opposite of it. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Being able to for sure. Tap into the nature, the real root of hip hop.
It was this generation's Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah, for sure.
I tell people that all the time. Like, of course, growing up on the East Coast, I'm a Nas fan because Nas a Virgo, baby. You feel me? Shout out to all my September Virgos out there. Shout out to all the Virgos, man. Shout out to all my September Virgos. For sure. But Nas my favorite rapper. So, I grew up listening to Nas. The first rap song that I ever rapped in my life was Nas' "Life's a Bitch." Like, you got to think that guy was 4 years old when it came out. You feel me? Word. So I didn't even know what I was talking about. But that's just how it was. And so him and Jay-Z was polar opposites, just like you said. Jay was, wildly commercially successful. He was braggadocious. He was all of those, you know what I mean? Stereotypical. He was paving his lane. He was in his lane. Nas, from a content standpoint, was a little different. He was more like socially aware. He spoke to a different, or seemingly spoke to a different set of values
100%
than Jay-Z. And so again, that polarity that you talk about, they polar opposites, and I think that's what made, and both of them felt like they was the best rapper in the game. Yeah. And that's what made the beef intriguing. Yeah. And you fast forward to Drake and Kendrick, same dynamic.
Also, even going back further than that though, it feels like a lot of these beefs reinvent themselves. In the sense of, it's almost like a vanity versus culture type situation. Even go back to Pac and Biggie. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got somebody speaking towards the culture, speaking towards your spirit in you. Yeah. Compared to somebody who more so glorifies the luxurious life.
Yeah, well, that's because the essence of hip hop was always socially conscious. Yeah. So when you go back to the foundation, some of the earliest rap songs, if you listen to the content, it was still, they was having fun, but it was still speaking to situations and circumstances that affected us all as black people within the culture. So it's not until we get into modern versions of rap where it try to distance itself from that level of social awareness. And that's mainly because the people that's in the positions that controls the radio stations, that controls the streaming services, that controls the record labels, it behooves them to have a more negative message than a positive one.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that part about it is strategic, and we've known that now for forever. So that's the part that we gotta, as artists within the industry, we have to take back that control and speak to a narrative that says being socially conscious is not a bad thing in rap.
Yeah,
it's actually your obligation as a black man within a culture that's so affected by what goes on socially and economically.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like that's our duty. But it plays into that narrative though, just like you say, between Kendrick and Drake. And then I think Push Ups came next. After Like That, Drake dropped Push Ups.
Yeah, he dropped Push Ups.
Drop. You know what I mean?
Talking about shoe sizes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
And so, once he dropped Push Ups, it was like, all right, we got a real back and forth now. Because if Drake played it differently, it would have been different.
Yeah.
And then
still a bit indirect.
Still, but it was direct enough. No, it was direct enough though.
Yeah.
But then J. Cole dropped and then rescinded his drop, right?
Yeah, 7-minute drill.
Yeah, so he dropped that and then was like, you know what? I'm good. I don't really want to be a part of the beef that doesn't align with who I am. And again, we gotta separate it. So the fan in me of hip hop is like, nigga, you whack. Yeah. But the man in me says, you have to stand on your integrity. If something don't align with you, then cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Because at the end of the day, he has to live with the consequences of his actions. Nobody else.
Yeah, for sure.
So I didn't mind it as a man, but as a fan of hip hop and as a participant in hip hop, you can't say like, in my eyes, J. Cole can't talk about being the best rapper.
Yeah, ever.
He can't, because one thing about hip hop, and again, this is my bias, being an artist on the inside of it, right? If somebody if you feel like you're the best rapper and somebody feel like they better, at that point, you gotta prove it.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't prove it and then you gracefully bow out, then you can't keep on with the narrative that you the best rapper.
You cannot keep pushing that narrative.
Can't have it both ways. It don't work like that.
It's just what it felt like to me is almost like a throwing stones and hide your hand type situation.
For sure.
Because
and then he doubled down on it, but we're gonna get to that part.
Yeah, for sure. But like it's just like you said, like as the fan in me, it felt cowardice. You feel what I'm saying? It felt like you wanted it in the friendly manner. Yeah. But also you as a man on that same instance, you understood what it would take. That's away from your career, you know what I'm saying? Or from you just your image altogether. Because your image, your whole career has been lying on the fact that you solid. You kept your integrity the entire time. Correct. You feel what I'm saying? Correct. Through all the industry nonsense, through all the obstacles you had to deal with, you kept it solid and you kept it real with your fans. Yeah. And now it's on shaky ground. Yeah. Whether you made a move into the beef or what you did. You know what I'm saying? It's still kind of like tarnishes your career a little bit. Yeah. So. Yeah. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. But he got to live with that. And then so after that, after Push Ups, then Drake come back with Tailor Made, right? Nah. I want you to drop. No backing out this time. After Tailor Made, Kendrick drops Euphoria. And then 616 in LA. Yep. And then Drake dropped Family Matters. And then 15 minutes later, the Graham family. Yeah, Meet the Grahams. Yeah. And then Like That. No, Like That was before. No. I said Like That. They not like us. Yeah, they not like us. I'm tripping. And so that's how that played out. Everybody was excited for it, of course. Put a level of excitement in hip hop because the competitive nature is there. And people are 50-50 about it. Of course, there's been a ton of think pieces on it. I've made tons of content on it. I've spoke on it a number of times. So it's something that's gonna always be talked about. For sure. But it was impactful. All in all, I gotta ask you though. You think Kendrick won or you think Drake won? Kendrick. It wasn't even close. You know what I'm saying?
It's a landslide.
Not like us. I tell people this all the time. Not like us is like stumping on the grave. Because I feel like Meet the Grams was the one that really shut the casket.
Nah, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
It's like,
you told him this ain't a rap battle. It's a lifelong battle with yourself.
Yeah.
It was a psychoanalysis.
That's exactly what it was. And it was insane how spot on it was. Because it's like,
all of the behaviors that he's exhibited since then proved everything that Kendrick was saying.
Precisely. Yeah. It's like, I've known you've been a fraud this entire time. I just held my tongue. I didn't. For sure. I'm not that type of person to knock another man's bag because of what he got going on. No matter how illegitimate or how wrong it is for culture. Yeah. Because that's what he said it. It ain't just me. I'm what the culture feeling. Yeah. And that couldn't have been a more true statement. Because, I mean, that's been his MO the entire time. For sure. To Pimp a Butterfly. For sure. Damn, all of this stuff was this accumulation of speaking on the plight of the black man through culture. Not even just speaking on the plight, speaking on the joys of the black man as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So being able to speak about the entire aura already gives him the arsenal, the credibility that he needs to be able to speak on subject matter like this. For sure. So that's what made it even more solidified for me in the sense of the songs, because it's a lot of things that tie into that beat selection, being able to execute the proper words at the time.
That's really what it is really the execution. For sure. When you look at it, I think Drake's biggest mistake, I think he just underestimated Kendrick. Like, can Drake rap? Yes. Drake,
of course.
Drake is a good rapper. Like, Drake can rap. And I'll say Drake is a great rapper.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he can rap.
For sure.
This is what I tell him. We'll put a bow on it from here. Obviously, we all know since then it's been lawsuits and they're rewriting narratives in history and all of that. I leave that to the birds. But one thing that I will say, again, when you're talking about the elements of hip hop, and I will admit my own bias because I am a rapper and I do participate actively in hip hop at every level. I gave the disclaimer for Cole. Once you say you're the best and it's time to prove it and you say, no, I'm gonna gracefully bow out, then you're not in that conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
By your own admission.
Yeah.
By your own actions. This is my thing I tell people with Drake. I don't care how many great songs you wrote for people. When it comes to the art of hip hop, rap, you have to understand, once you get help with your pen, you can't put yourself in the category of greatest rapper.
You can't.
You can't. You automatically omit yourself. Like, and a lot of people want to try to minimize that. And I'm telling you, like, you can be a great artist. Drake is a great artist. You can make hits. Drake make hits. But you got to understand what makes a great rapper a great rapper. This is the parallel that I want to discuss with people. When you a singer, right? Yeah. What's the talent? Your vocal ability, your ability to sing, sometimes a range, the range that you have on your voice, what you can do, it's so many nuanced elements of a singer that makes them great.
For sure.
Even if they never write a song, the element of what they do is still great. Yeah. Now, if they can write on top of being a great singer, that just elevates their greatness.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
Juxtapose that to a rapper.
Yeah.
If you take away the ability to actually write the rap, what's the talent? So it ain't none. I could teach anybody how to rhyme words.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So that's why I say when it comes to rap, you ain't no such thing as getting to be the greatest rapper. You're not getting help with your pen. And that goes for everybody. Like, people always like to bring up Kanye. Kanye is a great artist. I love Kanye.
For sure.
Kanye not the best rapper.
Not at all.
It will never be in the best rapper conversation for the reasons that I just named.
Exactly.
So you can make great songs. You can make hits. So many things that you can do as an artist. And it's always going to be respected and revered. But when it comes to people actually in the game, and I don't know, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't expect people, that's why I led and gave a disclaimer for my bias. I don't expect people that don't rap at the level that I rap to agree with me.
Yeah, 100%.
Because they don't know the pride that goes into crafting what I craft in other rappers like myself.
For sure.
So when you have a Lupe Fiasco, or you have a Jay-Z, or you have a, all of these great rappers that craft their own, come on, man, what we talking about? So I feel like it does those artists a disservice by putting somebody, I don't care, again, you can write all the hits in the world you want for other people. I don't care about none of that, because when you're talking about being a rapper, it boils down to your ability to write and your ability to craft these words, put them on wax. So when it comes to, J. Cole or Drake or Kendrick or any rapper for that matter, hip hop is a competitive sport. So when you want to be great, you got to be great.
For sure.
Any closing remarks you want to put as it pertains to?
Yeah, for sure. I just want to piggyback off what you said in the sense of the talent spectrum, being able to understand that is different talent that you need in order to be able to take the industry by hand. You know what I'm saying? So is, like you said, the talent from rap, it comes 100% from your words, from your artistry, from you being able to pen your own. Because there's no such thing as being able to portray someone else's feelings through rap. Being able to create an atmosphere around rap.
Yeah, it's just not the same. Like you can, it's just not the same.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not the same.
It just don't hit the same. It's just it loses the uniqueness.
Yeah. Stay tuned. Obviously, the Kendrick and Drake thing is still ongoing because there's lawsuits and stuff involved. So we'll see how all that play out in 2025. But as it pertains to 2024, great time in hip hop. We've seen a lot of artists put where their allegiance lie, whether it was Cameron and Mace, whether it was Fat Joe. Everybody that Drake ever gave an OVO shirt to was standing up for Drake. Yeah, for sure. And it shows and I hate to put it this way because I'm sure it's people that he have genuine relationships with, but it just looks like he buys his allegiance. So that's why, that's part of the reason why. But again, another story for another day. Won't belabor it too much. We got other things that we want to cover and talk about, and we're going to keep it rocking like that.
For sure.
You did. So, keeping it moving, so we talked about, Katt Williams, talked about, Drake and Kendrick. Sure. We're gonna keep to the theme of hip hop. Let's talk about Diddy. Diddy was all over the headlines in 2024 for reasons that you hate to see, but
unrelated to hip hop.
Yeah, unrelated to hip hop for sure. But one thing about this life experience, we are all culpable for the decisions that we make. Now, 100%. Obviously, it's a lot behind whatever Diddy got going on. Yeah. But nonetheless, he still got to live with those consequences.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. So as it stands right now, we first started hearing the whispers when they raided his spots, right?
It was with the lawsuit with Cassie. It initially started with the lawsuits with Cassie, and just kind of like exposing that lifestyle and the relationship with her.
She was basically like, "I'm writing this tell-all book," and then he was like, "Well, I'll pay you not to write the tell-all book," and put a gag order on you where you can't talk about it if you agree to the terms. And it was an undisclosed amount, but the whispers is it was something to the tune of $30 million.
Yeah.
So she got $30 million from Diddy. And to not write the tell-all book. So when you hear that, naturally people like, oh, it's a money grab. It was all about the money.
Yeah.
Because if he did what you said he did, or what you could potentially accuse him or expose of him, then why are you taking the money? Again, that's not my point of view. That's just the objective perspective. Yeah, That's the objective perspective that a lot of people made.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you had the whole feminist movement that says we need to believe women anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
And so it was that battle.
Yeah.
And when that first came out, that's just what it was. Then from there, what was alarming about that was they settled quick as I don't know what.
Yeah.
So it went from news on Monday to settled on Tuesday, and I was like, all right, she really knows some shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I ain't just coming off 30 million. I don't care how many.
No, facts.
I ain't just coming off 30 million. So that was when I knew, okay, it's a little deeper than the surface. But I never would have expected or suspected it to be what it became when they raided the house. Now, on my birthday episode of the podcast back in September, I talked about the Diddy situation at length because obviously the baby oil was crazy.
Yeah, that's insane, bro. Insane.
But besides that, I talked about it at length because I feel like when I first, and it was a lot more fresh back then, when they raided the spot, right, I didn't feel like they was raiding it for evidence. I feel like they was raiding it to take compromising footage from very powerful people who needed it. Who needed it for themselves, yeah. If you understand, and I talked about it at length, I won't go that deep again, but when you understand the sex blackmail operations that the clandestine services run, both the CIA and FBI alike, then it looks, no lie, and I've done some research on it. I've read books. Yeah. It's textbook, like sex blackmail. Yeah. So, as I explained before, when I injected my personal opinion in it, I feel like if Diddy had any part to play in what was going on, he was an asset that was used by whether CIA, FBI, Mossad, any of the secret entities that exist to compromise powerful entertainers and politicians and so on and so forth. So. I only could imagine what's on some of the footage at these parties. Man, but whatever it is, it was compromising enough for them to not only arrest him, but hold him without bail. And he's been in prison. He's been incarcerated without bail. I know people that done crazy shit that got bail. So I know when they denied him bail, when he put up a $50 million property as collateral, and they denied him bail, I said, yeah, it's deeper than rap. Yeah, it's way deeper. Because it ain't, and the reason why I say that is this, just for clarity. In the event that Diddy was to violate any terms of the bail agreement, the house would be seized by the entity. Yeah. If you willing to I don't know too many people that's willing to compromise a $50 million property, you know what I mean? Yeah. A $50 million property is crazy. So when that happened, that's what made me be like, oh no, this is different. You know what I mean? For sure. Because they like, we don't care about your money, we don't care about your influence, we don't care about your affluence. Yeah. We got your black ass, and this is what you're gonna be until we figure out what's going on. Yeah, for sure. So
it gets to those places where, I mean, you definitely have a feeling where you've had a lot of people get away with it. Or feel like they were getting away with it. Yeah. And you use one of the most powerful figures to make an example.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
100%. In the words of my man T-Rex, he got away with it, but he ain't get away with it.
Nah, for sure.
So the Diddy situation dominated the news headlines. No Diddy became a pun, a little joke that they did, that they do. The Jay-Z lawsuit, I'm going to segue right into the Jay-Z lawsuit, that now with the information that we have seems completely frivolous, which most people, well, I'm not going to say most people because the internet is crazy, but I didn't suspect that it had any merit. But I think, I think the most surprising thing though is, surprising is not the word I want to use. Because I'm not surprised. But Jay-Z completely distanced himself from Diddy in a way where his lawyers released in a statement, they are not friends. Yeah. They were not friends. Yeah, they are exactly. Business associates in the same industry. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah. Because we seen the Rock Nation brunches, nigga. Oh, yeah, for that's sure. Invite only.
Exactly. And he was there every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Black excellence toast. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was kind of wild. But in that situation, what do you do if you Jay-Z? That's what I asked. That's the question I asked. Yeah. What do you do if you Jay-Z? Do you risk your allegiance? Do you risk your business to be affiliated with somebody who's now compromised?
Precisely, bro. You don't. I mean, he's already in that realm of, you feel what I'm saying, playing the industry games anyway. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They don't allow you in unless you play the game. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be initiated.
For sure.
What my man Bane say? Oh, you think darkness is your ally?
Yeah.
You think darkness is your ally?
Nah, facts, man. I'm telling you.
Nah, for real. So, all in all, I have to highlight the first thing you said when I introduced the Diddy situation. You said it has nothing to do with hip hop, and I thank you for saying that because I have to echo the same sentiment in closing.
Yeah,
it's like, yo, listen, don't try to use this and this is more so to the media and political commentation and all of the bullshit that we see. Don't try to use this to paint hip hop with a broad brush. Very complex, very nuanced. There's a lot of artists out there. There's a lot of great people that are artists within the industry of music and hip hop. Diddy's situation is an isolated incident for Diddy and the people associated that don't have nothing to do with hip hop.
Yeah, for sure.
He used the power that he gained through hip hop and leveraged that, but that has nothing to do with hip hop.
Yeah.
Because for years, politicians have done it, businessmen have done it. So this is not a new phenomenon.
Yeah,
we just had Epstein a couple years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't want to put Diddy in the same light as Epstein because we don't know the true details and inner workings of what Diddy had going on.
100%.
But what we do know is we're not going to allow that to damage and tarnish the perception of hip hop.
Yeah.
Because that don't have nothing to do with the price of tea in China. You know what I mean?
100%.
Keep them separate.
Yeah, for sure.
Diddy and what he got going on is Diddy and what he got going on.
100%. 100%.
That has
to do with his personal life.
Correct.
And his fetishes and shit like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. For real.
Cannot correlate the two, man.
Do not correlate the two.
Yeah, man. Just.
With that being said,
no drugged out baby oil, man. Leave that alone.
Yeah, the drugged out baby oil is wild and greasy.
It's wild, bro.
Crazy.
You feel what I'm saying?
Crazy.
What I need moisturization for in the party.
Yeah, and apparently, man, look crazy. I'm not even gonna speculate, man.
Yeah.
You mess around, spike your drink, don't know what. And this is the thing. And I forgot who was talking about it. I think it was Bill Bellamy or somebody else. But they was like, it's not that. Like, imagine you going to a party and blacking out and not knowing what happened. Imagine you don't even remember you went to a party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so it ain't even about what you did. You ain't even know nothing. So again, that world is different. But that just goes to what we mentioned earlier, man. When you talking about this underworld, it's different, yo. When you talking about darkness like that, it's different. That's why you have to be mindful.
Yeah,
because you can't put that genie back in the bottle, yo. Once you expose to that underworld,
yeah, ain't no coming
that
back, bro.
underworld, yeah, you
sure.
can't. And I'm gonna say this in closing. It's a saying that I mention all the time. Never wrestle with pigs.
Okay.
Because you're gonna get muddy.
Yeah, 100%.
But the difference is the pig likes it.
That's deep, bro.
So
that's deep. I fuck with that.
In closing, as it pertains to hip hop and Diddy and all of these correlations, for anybody interested, don't wrestle with pigs because you're gonna get muddy.
Yeah.
But the pig likes it.
For sure.
For sure. You had the Young Thug YSL trial that took place in 2024. The whole trial itself was a debacle. Again, we talked about it. I talked about it at great lengths in the previous pod. Mm-hmm. So just check out some of the previous The World According to Nellz. But what did you think, yo? From the time, so Thug, he got jammed up a couple years ago. They raided the spot, grabbed him up. Mm-hmm. Lil Baby said he was there 20 minutes before in the interview, and that's another conversation we'll talk about because Baby was just talking about how he didn't use the terminology, but it shook him up. He like, all right, I gotta get bit. Because when you talk about Rico, all they have to prove is conspiracy.
Yeah.
They don't have to prove the actual execution of said crime.
Yeah.
They just have to prove you was affiliated in some way with the people that committed the crime. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot easier than, you know what I mean, you don't want that. You don't want those, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but with that being said, they grabbed him up grabbed Thug about the crib, got him on state RICO charges. Gunna grabbed Gunna up. It was a whole thing. Gunna got out. Gunna testified, saying that YSL is a gang. You know, a lot of people viewed that as snitching. If the state is trying to prove that you are affiliated with a gang, and your defense is, the whole premise of your defense is YSL is not a gang, it's a record label. And then an artist that's signed to the record label says YSL is a criminal enterprise. It's snitching. I don't know how
for sure.
like, like,
there's no way to slice that.
Yeah, there's no other way to look at it. Now, to Gunna's ignorance, based on what he said, ignorance in its literal definition of not knowing.
Yeah.
He said what was explained to him about his plea deal and versus what actually happened was two different things.
Yeah.
So he was just basically saying he was conflicted and put together.
Yeah.
All he knew is he was locked up and he didn't want to be locked up no more.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's your ministry. You got to live with that. Again, we all got to live with the consequences of our actions.
Yeah, 100%.
Notwithstanding, they had him sitting behind bars, denied him bail during the whole trial. And through the trial, it's probably, I can't wait to watch the Tubi movie.
For sure, man.
I know somebody working on the Tubi movie right now for the YSL trial. Hey, yo, who you think gonna play Thug? Who you think gonna play my man Jeffrey in the Tubi biopic of the YSL trial? Crazy.
Yeah, man.
But, you know, watching all of that happen, what's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on it is it really speaks to the lack of knowledge, the lack of first off the lack of knowledge in general from the general people about the legal system.
Yeah.
And it shows you how flawed the legal system is in the sense of misinformation and the evidence collection.
Yeah.
Their lack of due diligence in evidence collection.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because most of their evidence was lyrics and
right.
hearsay of things that you're trying to...
The state completely fumbled.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
The state completely fumbled. And I said that in the earlier podcast as well when I was talking about it in real time. They did the worst possible job in the history
for sure
of state prosecution.
For sure.
I don't think I've seen a fuck up like this.
But also, I feel like it plays into the fact of either educating the general public about not just being willing to accept any plea or just feeling like you're a victim to the legal system. You have he fought for his right to be freed. Although he accepted a plea deal at the end of the day, it's still freedom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
The plea deal was listen, his lawyer, in the words of the great, I can't even say great no more because he talking so much stupid shit. In the words of Fat Joe, yesterday's price is not today's price.
100%.
Yo, Young Thug lawyer, price going stupid. It was already high. Price going stupid.
Yeah, for sure.
Stupid because I knew he had like a real solid defense team. When that motherfucker took them contempt of court charges because they was playing in Thug face like that, I said, oh nah, he different. They locked his ass up right there in the courtroom, booked him, you know what I mean? Do they go? It was all theatrics, but nonetheless, he had to prove a point like, nah. He took the contempt of court. Nah, so that's when I seen it was different. But yeah, it was if this YSL trial was really for all the aspiring artists out there and for all the people that's coming from the streets into the entertainment industry. You got to understand that the hip hop police is real, and you got to understand you have a spotlight on you. If you think you're gonna get on these social media platforms and talk reckless, and openly admit to crimes and criminal activity without recourse, boy, you stupid. Yeah. So in many ways, these guys was throwing rocks at the penitentiary. Unfortunately, they was playing a very dangerous game. And Thug, unfortunately for him, he had to learn that firsthand. Because we know in the art of hip hop, a lot of it is embellishment. A lot of it is in in music. My bad, y'all. We got the Ohio State game on. That play just caught me. Took my train of thought. My bad. But in a lot of ways, though, let me get my thought back. When you coming into this industry, you can't keep one foot in the streets and one foot out.
Yeah.
There is a magnifying glass on you. You're not gonna throw rocks at the penitentiary and just think shit could be sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. You gotta move smarter than that. That's why I mentioned the Lil Baby interview, because what he was saying was very important. He got that 4 PF. No more.
No more.
He
yeah.
said anything that had any bit, and he's not saying this verbatim, but this is the implication. Anything that had any street affiliation, I abandoned it. I got a new label name, all of that, because the way they manipulating these conspiracy laws to get us, again, it's another loophole that they can manipulate, targeting young black men that's rich. Now, one thing, my older brother, he taught me a very valuable lesson. My older brother, Free Wally, he should be out in the next 6 months to a year or so. But my older brother spent just as much of his adult life in jail as he did, or maybe more. He spent the majority of his adult life in jail, been in and out of jail, probation, all of that, literally since he was 18 years old.
Yeah.
But I remember when he was I don't want to mistell the story, but I know he got jammed up one time for something petty. He was young. And he said that judge looked him in the face and told him, young man, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So I tell people, I share that to say this, as it pertains to the way they play in these conspiracy laws and using song lyrics against young artists, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. If you're not as working as diligently for your freedom as they are to lock your black ass up, they're going to lock your black ass up every time.
Every time, bro.
So you got to understand you playing a different game. You don't have the same margin for error as everybody else. So if you coming up and you jumping out there and, you know what I mean, you really got a reputation from the streets, if you are blessed with an opportunity to get a legitimate record deal or major or whatever, completely leave all that street shit alone, because your loyalty to the streets or your loyalty to your set or the loyalty to your gang is not worth the price of admission.
It's not.
You're going to forfeit and have to endure a lot of fuckery at the behest of you staying loyal to your gang, and I can assure you it's not worth it, because you know what would better serve the people that you love most? Your continued success.
Yeah, 100%.
So if we ain't learned nothing from the YSL trial, we learned that they not playing with you rappers. So if you gonna talk about it in song lyrics, that shit better be embellishment. That shit better be fake and phony.
Yeah.
Because if you being true to it, if you being real, and let me clarify that, because I know how things can be taken out of context. The beauty of artistic expression, especially through hip hop, and what makes hip hop unique is the level of authenticity.
Yeah.
But that authenticity is as a storyteller. You don't have to prove that you're authentic by going out and committing the crimes and the stories that you tell.
For sure.
There is a tactful and tasteful way to do that and accomplish that. If you want the street music to be your lane, understand what the statute of limitations are. Understand the rules and laws that govern the activity that you was involved in. Don't never play yourself out of position.
For sure, for sure.
And most importantly, I have to talk to pride. Don't let your pride play you out of position.
100%, bro.
Kill that pride.
Yeah, for sure.
So salute the thug, free, enjoy your freedom. Whenever you get back to music, I know it's some restrictions based on your parole, based on your plea agreement. So don't do nothing to violate your freedom, yo. Your kids need you, your family need you. And I know from firsthand experience, like from a business standpoint, Thug take care of everybody in his family, yo, no lie. Like everybody, I've seen it with my own eyes, no hearsay, no nothing. Thug literally take care of everybody in his family.
Yeah.
All his brothers and sisters, mother, father, all of that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Again, those people is more valuable to you when you don't let your pride play you out of position.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I even felt like the whole Gunna move was strategic in a sense, because you got to keep the money rolling in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
And they probably had an agreement already in the sense of if
no, I'm gonna tell you though,
out.
like there was a possibility, right? When I was thinking that too, but then I started looking at it more and more. Going back to what I said, the whole premise of your defense is that YSL is not a gang; it's a record label.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you have an artist saying, "No, I plead to the fact that YSL is a criminal organization."
Yeah.
That directly contradicts what your defense is saying.
Yeah.
Nah, Gunna ain't never right with Thug after that.
Yeah.
Now, people made a big deal out of Thug requesting permission to speak because he can't do business with felons. Requesting his brother and Gunna be the exceptions to that because Gunna is his artist and his brother, so on and so forth. They do business.
Yeah.
They do music together. And I'm like, and people was like, see, if he really had a problem with it, why is he, all of y'all owe Gunna an apology, the Gunna apology tour? Yeah. I'm like, nah, y'all jumping the gun. No pun intended.
Yeah, for sure.
Because in order for him to legitimately conduct business, he would have to do what? Be able to converse with.
Yeah.
Without it being a violation of his parole agreement.
100%.
With that being said, Thug and his defense team was smart to make sure they delineate Gunna and his brother for those reasons. That don't mean they cool. That just means I got to be able to collect my money that you owe me from the contractual obligation that we have.
Yeah, for sure.
And I need to be able to talk to you in whatever capacity I need to talk to you without fear of having to go back and do 20 years.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
for sure. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so you got to be, again, but prevention is the best cure, yo. Don't put yourself in that position to begin with. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but like I say, it worked out as great as anybody. I've never seen somebody facing 40 years on a RICO get time served. Yeah. So kudos to Jeffrey defense team. Kudos to Young Thug. And shout out to Mariah DeSante. No, I'm playing. Hey, yo, Devin Haney. Hey, yo, what is we doing? This generation of young men. Yeah, man. They need mentors in their life.
Yeah, for sure. They need a new batch.
What?
You need a new batch of women, bro.
Another segment for another day. No, for real. The game fucked up, you dig?
For sure.
$2024 was again, we talked about the Drake and Kendrick, but it was a great, in my opinion, it was a great year in hip hop. How you feel?
Definitely. Amazing year.
Yeah. A lot of great music dropped. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna start it off, this is my little disclaimer, because you know I like to give y'all disclaimers. As an artist, I'm gonna be honest, I don't listen to a lot of music. I don't listen to a lot of other artists. Cause I be in between battle rap and the music that I'm working on, I really be like listening to myself. That's it. Like I'm prepping for a battle right now that I got in a couple weeks. So, you know what I mean? Like I don't really, thankful enough to the circle of influence around me, the homies, the group chat to be like, yo, this dropped, did you hear this? Check this out, listen to this, so on and so forth. So I'm usually listening to music at the suggestion of the people that's closest to me. But as far as you concerned, what's your favorites of 2024?
Got quite a few, man. Okay. The Childish Gambino that dropped, it was pretty dope.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was also kind of, I liked it because it was more of a genre bend.
Okay.
But also at the same time, it still embodied the sound of Gambino.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? A little rap.
Stay on.
You know? And I enjoy the fact that people are starting to make music that they like.
Yeah.
Rather than feeling like they have to feed the machine.
Trying to chase the hit, to chase,
You have to feed the machine with the relevance of what's going on at the time.
That's a fact.
You don't have to follow the crowd.
Yeah.
GNX was a great album.
Yeah. You think it's gonna win album of the year at the Grammys? Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go get him a Grammy right now.
It's a chance. It's a real high chance just because of
that song lyric gotta hunt Drake.
Yeah, because I feel like it's just being able to take advantage of the moment.
Yeah.
I think he can win it strictly off that. Because it's streaming. It's streaming numbers. That's the game is all political now. It's not necessarily about
have you ever caught a 3.5, 3 more back to back?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you haven't? Then shut the fuck up and keep it rap.
Yeah. For sure. It's so layered, bro. It's such a layered project.
Yeah.
Benny and 38 Special dropped something earlier this year as well.
Yeah.
Man, the combination with them, and it's just that raw.
Yeah.
That raw rap.
One of my homies talking about something. Them two is better than the back and forth than Styles and Kiss. And I say, you smoking crack. I don't care
nah.
But again, recency bias.
Yeah, for
don't
sure.
Don't get me wrong. I'm sure 38 Special and Benny the Butcher be rapping.
Yeah, they do.
I give them that. But we not gonna talk about Jada and Styles. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Kiss and Styles.
The chemistry is the chemistry. The chemistry is what made it sound amazing. You feel what I'm saying? They can just go in there. It's natural.
Listen to Shootouts. Kiss and Styles going back and forth. I think it was on the Kiss of Death album. Mm-hmm. I gotta go back because the Kiss of Death was 2004.
Yeah. Said the bathroom lift up, my walls do a 360.
But hey, even before that, going back, you can listen to "We Gonna Make It." "We Gonna Make It" kind of set the tone, but throughout they got so many. But listen to Shootouts. I'm sure Shootouts. Listen to Shootouts. Kiss and Styles off Jada Kiss of Death album, 2004. I think that dropped. That was the single with Mariah Carey on it. That's the joint that had "Why" on it. Why is Jada Kiss as hard as it gets? All of that. But listen to them niggas is the kings of back and forth, yo. I'm not gonna tolerate no Kiss and Styles slander whatsoever. Yeah. But my bad for interrupting.
No,
my
for
bad
sure.
for interrupting. Go ahead.
It was because I love up north rap, man. You feel what I'm saying? It's something about it that balances out everything in the rap universe.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
It brings you back to the origin. Even just because even if it's not just the necessary lyricism or the substance, you get in the aesthetic of it. Yeah, you get in the feel of Liquid Swords. You get in the feel of
classic John.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like Rakim, stuff like that.
I ain't heard that in them. Man. Shout out to Rakim though.
For sure.
Shout out to all the hip hop legends.
For sure.
So GNX is your favorite album of 24 or?
Yeah, I'll go with that as my favorite album of 24. For sure. Because I mean, I feel like it's the impact of it that really resonated with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, GNX is dope. Is that my favorite album of 24? I'll say yeah. I was thinking about the Tyler the Creator album, but to throw some out there, Blue Lips.
Yeah, Blue Lips was
Doechii album. A lot of people talking about Doechii album. The West Coast really, you know what it is? The West Coast has had a phenomenal year in rap.
Yeah, for sure.
I seen a tweet that say, dude was like, yo, I love West Coast rap, but as far as the East Coast is concerned, he was a New York nigga. He established that. He was just like, yo, New York got to get its identity back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
New York got to get back to, and that's real though. That's real. If they gonna do it, they gonna have to. You know what? Salute all the youngins. I'm not gonna say, you know what I mean. The ones that's making the drill music. If that's what it takes to get your family out of poverty, I wish you all the success in the world. I just hope you're smart enough to know how to parlay and manipulate that into the success and freedom that you're looking for.
Yeah, 100%.
But that drill, and especially that sound that's coming out of New York right now, is not my favorite hip hop at all. It's just not. Yeah. Even the South had it. Atlanta had a run for a long time. Obviously, you still got a few people that's making noise, but in terms of the quality of content, it's difficult. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say GNX. Yeah. I was gonna say Tyler the Creator, the Chromacopia, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, it was a good project.
But I'll go with GNX.
For sure.
Somebody done whacked out my mural.
It's crazy.
What's your and in general, we was kind of talking about this before. If you had to, I'm gonna say, think of the greatest song of your lifetime in rap.
Greatest song of my lifetime.
The greatest song. It could be one of your most favorite records. It could be something that's enduring to you. This is just to you. Mm-hmm. It don't. Everybody had their own opinion, but I want to know, from your opinion, we can kind of.
For sure.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite or most? The greatest song that you, in your opinion, the greatest song of our generation.
I was raised on a lot of pop.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So. Okay. In my younger years, I was really it was strictly old school and Pac.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I really wasn't exposed to any other music until like No Limit Time, Cash Money, stuff like that.
For sure.
So one of the songs that resonated with me the most back during that time was Changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, because it's like, because back then I really wasn't recognizing music as an emotional component.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I really wasn't processing it for emotional benefit. I was just processing it because it's the new cool thing. It's something I'm initially being exposed to.
Yeah.
That was the first song where I listened to it and I heard the words talk to me. Mm-hmm. And I found this sense of relatability to the song.
For sure.
Like, even just from the first words of the song itself, I see no changes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's for real,
just
though.
being in your environment, being in your society, and seeing these cycles consistently repeat themselves.
Yeah.
Just off the sheer fact of lack of knowledge, lack of education, lack of teaching.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's one song that always resonates with me to this day.
For sure.
For sure.
No, that's real. As you was talking, I'm thinking, right? Man, there's so many. It's tough.
It's too many, bro. I had to limit it down.
Right. If I had to go with my knee-jerk reaction is to say Second Childhood by Nellz. Mm-hmm. Because he tells, shout out to Primo on the beat too.
Yeah.
The way he tells the stories of the trauma that we see in our neighborhoods and I think that's what resonated with me the most. I remember like first hearing it, and the beat is so unorthodox because he kind of, Primo doing what he do and cutting the record up. But and Nellz is rapping on the offbeat. And so it's a very difficult, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to pick up. Yeah, I remember that.
But the stories that he talked about, man, I'm looking around my neighborhood as a kid, and I'm like, I see this person, cornrows in his hair, still slinging, got a crew. They break his mom's furniture, watching Comic View. Got babies by different ladies' high, smoking L's in the same spot he stood since 85. Well, when his cash slow, he be crazy. Saved by his mom's, hit on her payday. Junior high school dropout. Teachers never cared. They was paid just to show up and leave. No one succeeds, so he moved with his peers. Different blocks, different chairs, sitting on different benches like his musical chairs. All his people moved on in life. He's on the corners at night with young dudes as them he wanna be like. It's sad, but it's fun to him, right? He never grew up. 31, can't give his youth up. He's in his second childhood. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm literally looking around at niggas just like that every day.
Exactly.
Like, and it's like, you could go into, and that's the unfortunate part, I'm not celebrating it. Yeah. But like, you could go to any ghetto USA.
For sure.
And you'll find the characters that he rapped about in Second Childhood.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's like, my knee-jerk reaction is to say, like, one of the greatest songs that I love is Second Childhood, but it's tough because there's so many that I want to.
There's so
many. You know what I mean? Like,
I was thinking Jay.
Yeah, we was just talking about. Listen, Smile. Like Jay got a lot of records, but Smile on 444 is by far one of my favorite. Smile is a gift to me.
Yeah,
Jay-Z, he really gave a gift with that record. And the irony of the 444 album is, going back to the feud with him and Nellz, we always wanted and when I say we, I mean me and the people that I'm around. Like, the reason why we appreciated Nellz is because he talked about, it wasn't just all about the superficial with him.
Yeah.
He would talk about, he would be vulnerable, and emotionally vulnerable, and things like that in his music.
For sure.
And I just didn't feel like we got that from Jay. That's one reason why I could appreciate Nellz. I didn't use that to slight Jay, but that's one reason why I felt a more affinity to Nellz than Jay.
100%.
And 444 is like complete vulnerability. And it's like, this is the shit that I was looking for.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were looking for all the time. Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, it's so many. That's why I love music. I told y'all the last episode, artists to disturb the comfortable and comfort the disturbed. And when you look at artistic expression, the one thing that I tell with everybody, as an artist myself, the art only belongs to you while you creating it.
Yep.
Once you put it out there, it's no longer yours. It belongs to the universe.
Yep.
And so when you look at the projects and the music that we talking about, that, you know, Changes was something that belonged to Pac until he put it out there. Then it became a conduit of you know, that just being able to touch the masses. And once the masses get a hold of it, they'll interpret it however they see fit. 100%. It don't belong to you anymore, though. Yeah. So as an artist, that's how I am. Like, I mean, I'm glad you said that earlier. You was like, he's making music for himself, and that's what it sounds like. Yeah, and I encourage everybody, yo, make art for yourself. Don't make art for other people. Yeah. Make art for yourself, and then put it out there to the world. And the people that will resonate with it, it will resonate with it. But if you make art for people, then you will live at the mercy of their. In this hour, you will live at the edification of their praises. 100%. 100%. So that means simultaneously you'll live at the mercy of their boos. Yeah, we witnessed that firsthand, man. 100%. And unfortunately, we had to lose a life behind it. You feel what I'm saying? R.I.P. OG Mako. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Because I mean, it's literally. No, that's real. It's literally that. That's you feel real. What I'm saying? Because the music that he wanted to put out was more conscious music, more music that aligned with him in his spirit. Yeah. But being that he got caught in a hype crunk society where he mistakenly recorded a song and the song went viral. You feel what I'm saying? Woo! And it didn't the song completely didn't align with what he was. You feel what I'm saying? Who he really was. And to the point where in interviews he even said, "Bro, I hated performing the song." Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? But it's what the people wanted. For sure. And they was like, "We want more." Yeah, and it's like, I don't got more. That was a mistake. Exactly. No, that's a very valid point. Rest in peace to OG Mako. And rest in peace to we lost a lot of legends in 2024. So salute to all the legends, all the lives lost in 2024. I'm going to say salute to all the legends, all the lives lost. Most importantly, and the reason why I paused is because, one, I'm intentional with what I say, but I really want to take time to get people to understand the importance of the moment. All of us are on borrowed time. Sure. All of us are on borrowed time. For sure. We don't know the time or place. The only thing that you have is the moment that's before you. Yesterday is in the past, so it doesn't exist. Tomorrow is not here yet, so it doesn't exist. Too many of us live at the mercy of our own imagination. Yeah. And a lot of times the brain is either memory or imagination, but both compartments of those, whether it's memory or imagination, neither of them is happening in a moment. Yeah. So just maximize every moment. Maximize every moment. Master master the moment, master the room. Because that's the only thing that truly matters. Yeah. That's where you at. For sure. Listen, I appreciate everybody for rocking with us as always, yo. 2024, phenomenal year. As my pops would say, any day 6 feet above ground and not below it is a wonderful day. Wonderful day. For sure. For sure. A lot of things happened in 2024. Obviously, it's impossible. We would have to do a 24-hour straight live stream podcast to cover everything that went on in 2024.
Solid, for
but we
real.
did wanted to highlight just some of the things that, you know, we talked about throughout the year and things of that nature. Nonetheless, I felt it important. One, I want to get a floor to the homie, just to be able to, you know, give your closing remarks, tell people where they can follow you at, things like that,
sure.
And just let them know what you got going on. Whatever you feel, you know, feel free to share whatever you like.
You follow me at visions.chill. You know, I do a little photography work, a little short film, just kind of like capturing experiences around Atlanta, capturing my life, the friendship and the love I get around from my people. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Just kind of like giving it through my lens. My message for 2025 is, man, never fear your opinion. Just because your opinion is unorthodox, just because of the way you feel your perspective isn't common, don't feel fret to kind of like show that. You feel what I'm saying? Expose that to the world, because that could spark someone else to find that fearlessness within themselves. You feel what I'm saying? So never be fearful of your perspective, of your opinion, and show it, share it.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. I appreciate you for sharing that. As always, y'all know who I am. Y'all know how I get down. Listen, master the room, right? Every time you walk into a room, I want people to understand that your presence, energy can either be created or destroyed, but transferred. That means when you walk in the room, your energy is infectious. That's positively or negatively, but that's 100% dictated by you. You can choose to be a thermostat or a thermometer. A thermometer can only tell you the temperature of the room. A thermostat is going to always be able to change the climate. So when I say master the room, I'm telling you, you walk in every room with the confidence and understanding and love of self that radiates so and emanates from you so strongly that it has nothing else but to do but capture everybody in that room. And that's the energy and effort that I tell people to lead their lives with. For me, like I said, 2024 started off extremely slow for me. A lot of challenges, went through a lot of things in 2024. But the goal is to always live and learn. And that's always the perspective that I look at it from. I'm an optimist. I'm always going to look at the glass half full. Through 2025, for me, personally, it's truly about not only self-mastery, but self-love. And truly loving yourself and being disciplined. So these are some of the things that's important for me. Self-mastery, self-love, discipline, and execution for me. So my focus is just, I have to be extremely disciplined with how I work out, how I eat, the time I wake up, the time I go to bed, like just regimenting my lifestyle in that way because I'm trying to accomplish. Let me rephrase that. My goal is to accomplish something. Yeah, for sure. I'm not trying to do anything. So in the words of Yoda, he said there's either do or do not. There's no try. Yeah. Right? Somebody told me that. I never watched Star Wars. Me neither. Me neither. I've never seen Star Wars before, but
that's the lesson I teach my nieces and nephews too.
Yeah, but like I say, one sentiment that I want to reinforce and echo before we shut it down. Again, understand the power of the moment, man. It's so powerful. Like when you think of how much of our life is actually lived in limbo about either what has happened or what can happen, but not what's happening. And we get so caught up in so many things that we forget to actually live in a moment. And the only thing that matters is the moment, and life is made up of a series of moments. Nothing is guaranteed to us. Nothing is promised. We don't know what can happen. So lead with love, man. Truly lead with love. Love of self first, because I can't love you if I don't love myself. Yeah. So self-awareness is important. Self-love is important. And just lead with love, compassion, and understanding in everything that you do. This is The World According to K. Nellz. I am yours truly, K. Nellz, the homie Jay. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by, showing love, man. Your presence is always welcome. Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man.
For sure. We're going to keep rocking. Listen, man, y'all already know. Go to imknells.com for me, please. I didn't build the website for you not to go to it. You feel me? So go to www.imknellz.com. I got the merch coming soon, the Master of the Room merch. I got all types of graphic tees and stuff that I'm working on. It's gonna be fire. I'm putting in the works that all of that's some of my goals for first quarter of 2025. So I'm gonna keep rocking, I'm gonna keep pushing. I appreciate everybody that support, that share clips, so on and so forth. I'll be right back at you, keeping fresh perspective. Icons and Ideas presents the world according to K. Nellz. Thank you.
Sure, man.
In a Mason, Margielas, unreleased color palettes, make them all jealous. You could buy the drip, but the swag's so separate. Ponytail poppy, now I sport the fade. Woke up one morning, said it's time for a change. I am one of one, my name is my name. Cartier, cedar core, vintage wood frames. Everything clear when you living in the air. In the pilot on call, press a button and you there. Or your car got a roof, press a button, disappear. On the coupe, like poof, everything I do is rare, but I swear, if you could walk a mile in my shoes, you would stop it. If you could pull the bitches that I pull, you be solid. Manifesting everything I am, I'm a prophet. And when it comes to that bottom line, I want profit.
I say get down when I say you